Hello traders, 'tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, June the 19th, the year's 2026. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, have your risk management in place so you don't lose more than you are willing to lose while you are trading. So there might be some new people tuning in. And so thing about the market is your psychology is really the thing that you really have to get control of, because you can't control the market. You can control your losses, but for the most part, but but um, you can't control wins. And what happens is you might have some fear of losing out, fear of missing out. You might have regrets of missing out or getting out, or regret of being stupid. But the bottom line is that all that emotional damage or pain, it doesn't come from the market. It comes from your reaction to the market. So just keep that in mind. And so along those lines, you have to have some money management, not just risk management. You need to take the profit before the market takes it back. Now, those of you who are a position trader or swing trader, you're not going to get rattled, if price goes up and down a few pips, because you're in it for the long haul. But even so, if you're up a nice chunk of change, you might want to take half off or some off and move your stop up to break even, basically get a free trade, and then sit back and watch what happens. And if you're more of an intraday trader, scalper, day trader, you might want to just move the stop to break even +1 when you're up 5 or more pips. That way, um, once again, you lock in, a small profit, meaning the worst thing that can happen is, you make 1 pip. Um, but the most important thing to understand here is every win is luck, because you don't control the outcome. So, a lot of people argue about that, but that's just the cold hard truth. You can't control the market. So if you go long and the market goes up, you got lucky. You can say, well, I did all this analysis and I use this system, blah, blah, blah. And, the statistics say, because that's what I do. I use statistics. But the thing is, I got lucky. And that takes the ego out of it, which is something you have to do as a trader. So let's take a look at and zoom out to the monthly chart on the pound. We're down 209 pips below the open, 254 off the high and 67 off that monthly low. And if you look left, you can see here how price seems to be holding this 3162.63 area for some reason. Not sure, but it did have one close below it, but next month it closed right above it again. For the week, all the open gaps have filled. The pound's 171 pips below the weekly open, 234 off the high and 64 off the low. And if we look at the day, we can see we broke through the opening range for the week on Wednesday. We also broke through the opening range for the month on Wednesday. And we got above the opening range for the year on Tuesday, but fell below it. So once again, things were just kind of looking down. For the year, 231 pips below the yearly open, 642 off the high and 68 off the low. We had an inside bar 5 days ago. That would be Friday, last Friday. And what happened? Price broke out of the upside, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We actually got into the inside bar from 4 months ago, that monthly inside bar. We've been below the weekly inside bar of 6 weeks ago the whole time though. But you can see here that bar break at 33.83 definitely paid off. For the range today, 78 pips. The new beast is leading the pack, the pound New Zealand and 170. And dollar yen's only 47 pips. But the banks are closed in the U.S., so I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it. Even though I was talking with Walmart, he didn't even know the banks were closed and he was trading. He made his pips. I said, I'm not going to trade real money today. I've been playing in demo with some new things, new indicators I've written, some new ideas. You can see here we've been going back and forth across that open at 32.03, the daily open that is. And so both sellers and buyers here trading the buy zone had an opportunity to make profit. For the rats, red rats tried to feast, short at the 32.21, maybe picked up a handful of pips, but prices is going back into the rat zone, the upper rat zone or red rat zone. You can see here we're above the smart rat trigger at 32.25. And it looks like we're going to hit it. Bambino Flex said to go short. The pivot trading plan said short at the pivot, and that looked like it was a good call because price almost hit the pivot, missed it by a point, and has pulled back since then. So once again, we missed it by a point. For the week, we took out the pivot. And for the month, we have taken out the pivot. In and out of the lower wick zone. Once again, wick price doesn't like staying in the wick zone. You can see here 75% of the time it closed outside of the wick zone. Not bad odds. For the smart ranges, okay, high minus low, 298 for the week, puts us in the 75 percentile. As you can see here, this is an outside bar week. High minus previous high 28, previous low minus low 143, taking those high-low breaks of the previous week would have paid off. For the weekly rats, high minus close 235, close minus low 63. So weekly rats definitely got some cheese. For the weekly open crossover traders, high minus open 63 to the north and open minus low 235 to the south. So it looks like everybody got paid. Simple price action here. You notice I've got the trend lines going through the indicator too. It's just something that I've noticed. I've been watching Tori trades, and she kind of got me to go back to my old school way of trading with the old paper chart. Draw some support, resistance line, draw a trend line. So right here you can see price opened above both of these down trend lines, so that was a trigger to go long. And as you can see, make a couple of pips there. It breaks this high. And that's an outside bar. That'd be nice. And more on this later. Okay, on the multimeters, wow, you have we're 97 pips below the lowest high on the daily. bunch of death crosses here to the north. Okay. This is something I was telling you, I was working on something new. I created this structure monitor. Actually, I used the AI to create it because, you know, these guys talk about break of structure and change of character and all that. So I had the AI work on this indicator, and it seems to be pretty good. But then I looked at it today and I thought, wait a minute, there's only one thing on there I care about, and that's this. Do I want to be short or long? And so I had the AI then create a new indicator, and these will both be going out in the TRO 2026 donationals. Um, all I want to know here is the market structure signal, like is it short or long. So I have a multi-time frame version, and that tells me, you know, which way to trade and or which way to look for trades and the time, the signal time. And you noticed here on D1, W1, MN1, it's double O because that's the time when those bars open. But what I'm hoping is because if this were to change during today, if this would actually put the time that it changed, we'll have to wait and see if it does that. So right here you can see if you look from M30 down to M1, you got 3 out of 4 which are telling you to go short. So, you know, right here there was a signal, but if you take that and you see this is, you know, the ones, you know, right around you don't agree, you probably don't want to take that trade. Or if you take it, you just grab a pip or whatever and be happy because obviously something is different. So maybe this was just a pullback. In this case, maybe this was just a pullback. It went up to hit the short. So, but each trader can either use it how they best see fit. But just having the trend line drawing through the last 2 aqua dots and then the last 2 magenta dots tells me which way price is most likely going. But if it breaks it, then that's a trigger. But it's best to wait for both of them to point down and price to get above it, to signal a long, and vice versa to signal a short. Now, range by month, 320, and that's 80% ATR, so that's not bad. And the ATR is 401. Close minus year-to-date open, once again, 224. Close minus year-to-date percent, minus 1.67. And that's almost as bad as we were in March. And once again, 320 range. And year-to-date accumulation, we haven't moved the needle. Okay, looking at our trade reminder here. Price turning down, price below the lower wick zone on the monthly. Seller strong control. We hop to the weekly. Price below the lower previous week's lower wick zone. Previous range exceeded by 171 pips. Seller strong control. Higher, high, lower, low, so outside bar. And on the daily, fade to pivot buy. Lower, high, lower, low, but it's a green candle, so it's a sucker bar to me. Price between the wick zones. And there we have it. So, fellow traders, it's Juneteenth, so the markets, they said we're closed, so that's one reason I didn't trade. But I want you to always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, It's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.